Are we almost at that illegal organ bank? Man, there's enemies everywhere.
Not yet. We have to go even slower beyond.
I'll check on 6.
I'm gonna suplex this in the slowest manner.
Okay, I'll try and hold them off for you. Oh, I dropped the blocks.
This would have been so much cooler if it was
I'll
the
throw you
Matrix.
down.
But unfortunately, it's Contra.
Oh no, I threw it at my foot. Shit. Oh, I wish we were the hardcore corpse, not the rogue corpse, not the rouge corpse. It's just the best corpse.
Yeah, we are nothing but Rogue One corpse.
Yeah, Contra Rogue One corpse.
Yeah.
Not the rouge corpse.
So.
Because those giant Americans always seem to get it wrong.
Yeah.
The stupid heads.
Baka.
So this is Contra Rogue Corpse, or Core, I guess. I don't know, man.
Yeah, this game.
This game came out. This game was previewed. I think it was in June at E3, and even then, everyone was bad mouthing this game. Like, this game doesn't deserve the Contra name.
It was like on some people's
I
list
think it was
of like top 10 worst games.
I think it was even the worst game at E3. I think people were voting like the worst game out of all the games at E3. So
which considering how some of the games are basically like, oh hey, here's the things we found from the Microsoft shop.
Yeah, that's pretty sad when your game is worse than whatever junk Microsoft has on their store, which they're renovating. So anyways, it plays like, I'd say like, the resolution, like the game doesn't feel optimized. Like you either get the lowest resolution, which is 1280 by whatever, PlayStation 1 graphics. It reminded me of Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1. Just like the level design.
I would say
like,
more Metal Gear Twin Snakes on the GameCube.
No, it looks worse than that. Like
really?
Yeah, like when you went up to like some of the textures, it looked like PlayStation 1 when we had it on the lowest resolution, and then we would set it to 1920 by whatever, and like what blew me away was we had the graphic settings to medium,
and it was
like all this time it was chugging, and we even set it to low, and it was like barely acceptable, and like it does not play like a Contra game. Like if you took away the title screen and just had someone just jump in,
just call it Rogue Core.
Like if you took away the music, like the waterfall music, that's what the first level stage music has been remixed into this techno industrial screaming weird mishmash. Like it would not, you would be like, oh, this is a Contra clone. It doesn't
Contra-like.
Yeah, Contra-like. So we played for like I think a solid hour or two. The first hour was very painful because the characters move so slowly.
Yeah, and that's literally what would. Here's the worst part, okay? We were moving slow because we weren't able to tweak the options in the menu. All that happened was, like, we were forced into this tutorial and we couldn't even change our options.
Well, the worst part is like it shouldn't be like high resolution, which to me at 1920 is pretty high. It's not, ultra high def, but like it's high enough, especially for a game that's supposed to be fast. But this game is so slow, and like I found it got repetitive. I don't know if that's what you felt like. Like you just go into an area, you have a bunch of zombies. You
just shoot up zombie aliens,
like 50 zombies.
Things.
Then there's like a passageway which you blow up the door. Then there's like more zombie aliens. It sort of feels like rejected like Resident Evil stages. That's what I felt like. It felt like
this felt like somebody's. You know what this is? This feels like somebody's rejected Japanese game that Konami is like, hey, we need a sequel for Contra. What do you got? I got this game called Doki Doki Shooter. We'll take that, slap on the Contra name, boom.
Yeah, and like some of the weapons, like we finally saw the spread weapon, and like that was cool, but you only have so many uses of it, and that's just stupid. Like I understand why they did that because it's so powerful, but like I feel like that's a poor design choice. Like I feel like you're tripping over the poor design choices in this game. Like your weapon's overheating. Like
In
who
a
thought that-
Contra game.
And like when we played multiplayer, like I couldn't take on the enemies because my weapon kept overheating. If it would at least have a better chance if like it didn't overheat.
Hell, okay. Like the
It
very
was
first thing we did as soon as we get to our the hub world, which is kind of stylized in a set way similar to how Jump Force or Dragon Ball Xenoverse is,
Yeah,
where
there's
it's
like a lobby.
a town, you
It's a
can
lobby.
run across to different places.
It's a lobby.
But it's more like a isometric view. But anyways, so we tried to do co-op, and there's only a few modes we can access. Like a sort of challenge mode, which is basically more like a horde mode.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't do story mode for whatever reason.
We had to earn coins to make a bet to play together. But then we
Exactly.
would die within 10 minutes because the game is not balanced at all. That's another thing. Like I feel the one player mode, like they just chuck the health at you.
Yeah,
know?
but
Have some
with this,
health.
it's like
Have some health.
with this, it was like, oh hey, here's this big ass enemy. Good
And
luck.
I'm not sure if it would even be easier with 4 players because that's the coolest feature is you can have co-op up to 4 players. But like the one player mode seems way too easy so far. I don't know how long it is. I've heard it's short.
And we had it
like,
set to moderate too.
I've heard it's like 2 or 3 hours. It's really short. But like as soon as you play multiplayer, like it's really hard to see your character versus the enemies because like you're drowned out. And then like seeing you is hard.
Yeah, no. What's even harder is you're unable to actually see anything. Really,
Yeah.
You actually had to turn up the brightness because I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like the default darkness is worse than like Doom, and at least Doom it's supposed to be like that. With this, I'm not sure if they meant to design it that way. But anyways, as I said, the graphics, they're not amazing. They're like PlayStation 1. I think at best they're like PS2, even with the resolution at 1920, which is max.
The only thing that's good about it, if I may say it, is the music.
Even then, I thought the Shattered Soldier music was better, and I feel like the Contra games in the last number of years, it feels like they're trying to get back to the glory days, but like they seem to keep firing off like Contra
Misfires.
duds. Yeah, like Contra duds, and I feel like if they just did a 2D Contra side scroller, like
why
like they did, like look at the Nintendo DS, or was it the DS? The Contra game that was on the two screens. Whatever
DS, that was
called.
DS.
Yeah, like that Contra game was great because they just followed
2D.
the blueprint.
Yeah, but they're trying to reinvent.
They didn't even learn. Like there was one on PlayStation or Sega Saturn that was just like this, and they didn't learn their lesson. This is like 20 years later.
They're trying to reinvent the wheel when the wheel is already good.
Yeah, just improve the wheel, make it roll better. Don't make it into a square. That's what I feel like with
this game was so bad. I was nodding off within the first hour.
I looked over at Nick and he's like, "Are you tired? Or are you just bored?" And you're like, "Tired, tired of probably playing this game."
No,
and
tired of waiting for the game to get better. $52.
Yeah, and I got it for like $20, $25, and even then I feel like I should have paid $5 to $10.
Like all the other games we reviewed in like the past couple of whiles, where they were like, oh, we just gave it like a 3 or a 2 or 4, maybe a 6 if we're lucky. Like at least with those games, they weren't $52.
Yeah,
they were.
You didn't bleed for that game, but for this game you bleed hardcore.
Like, and it's not even a good if you boot this up, you might prepare for a very long slog.
Yeah.
You might not even be able to play this game because of just how sloggy it is.
I just can't believe the recommended specs. Like we are running at the recommended specs, and we still had to downgrade the game. That just shows how unoptimized, or I don't know what's going on.
And maybe this is just for PC. if this was like on the
no.
PS.
Apparently, it's like this across all.
Wow.
They just rushed it out. That's the problem. They haven't fixed it, and
You know,
Yeah.
there was a joke that Konami no longer cares about their games, that they'd rather turn them into like pachinko machines, and this is actually a
this
good.
is evidence.
This is literally like, if you need one proof of evidence to condemn Konami, there's
Yeah.
your case right there. I give
Yeah.
this.
The
you know,
money making this game could have been put towards making a new Ninja Turtles game. That's how I feel.
I give this a 1.
Buy the license, and they could have done better. Yeah. I feel like this is like okay. I would give it a 3 or 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm being a little too harsh myself.
I just feel like for $50, like you could buy so many great indie games, or you can have this. And
You can even buy not so great
I
indie
feel
games
sorry for
and
myself,
still
though.
feel not like you're ripped
As
off.
a Contra fan, I feel sorry for myself because I played this, and now I'm like, this is going to be my lasting impression of Contra instead of Super C or the original.
Okay, you
Or
know what?
Animal Wars.
I'm giving this a 2 out of 10 because at the very least it's not Zombie Car Massacre or the Pooping Simulator.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's keep on
All right.
chugging along.
Keep on fighting in the alien wars. Bye.